Creators do not need more saved links. They need research that turns into scripts faster. The slow part is not reading. The slow part is reopening 10 sources and asking, why did I save this? A good creator workflow keeps the angle, evidence, counterpoint, and source attached while you read. Highlyt is useful here because it treats research as structured context, not a dumping ground. You capture sources, mark what each highlight is for, connect ideas, then let your AI writing partner draft from that structure. That is the difference between starting from a blank page and starting from a source-backed script map. The goal is not to automate taste. The goal is to stop rebuilding context every time you write. Start by putting every research source in one library. That can be a PDF report, a saved article, a YouTube transcript, an EPUB chapter, or a Kindle import. For creators, that matters because useful context rarely lives in one format. A video essay might use an academic paper, a founder interview, a chart from an article, and 3 lines from a book. Highlyt stores those as searchable documents, not loose bookmarks. So when the script topic is ready, you can search across the whole research base instead of hunting through tabs. The first speed gain is simple. Every source you may quote or paraphrase is already findable. Your research library becomes the input layer for future scripts. Next, Highlyt for script jobs. Amber can mark the core claim. Green can mark evidence. Blue can mark a question. Rose can mark tension or a counterpoint. A creator can also define colors as hook, proof, example, objection, and payoff. The exact labels are less important than the discipline. Every highlight needs a role. That role travels with the text when you export it or connect an AI assistant through Highlyt. So the assistant sees this as evidence, not just a sentence you liked. This is how research starts becoming reusable script material. You are not just saving quotes, you are pre-sorting the beats of the future video. The next move is to connect highlights into angles. A quote from a founder interview might support a claim from a research paper. A chart from an article might contradict the common narrative in your niche. A question from one source might become the open loop for the first 30 seconds of the script. Highlyt links preserve those relationships, supports, expands, contradicts, questions, or related. That turns scattered research into a map of possible episodes, essays, and shorts. A link is more than a backlink. It says why 2 pieces of evidence belong together. For creators, that why is usually the beginning of the angle. Now the connected AI context becomes practical. After you connect Claude or ChatGPT to Highlyt, the assistant can search your library, read highlights, understand color meanings, follow linked ideas, and use page numbers. You do not paste a messy research dump into chat. You ask for script angles from your actual reading. For example, find 3 counterintuitive claims about creator productivity, include the supporting highlights, and explain which sources disagree. Because Highlyt exposes structure, the AI can return angles with receipts instead of generic ideas. It can see the claim, the evidence, the objection, and the source trail. That is the creator use case. Faster ideation without losing provenance. Once you have angles, move into script structure. Ask the connected assistant for a hook, a 3-beat outline, a source-backed explanation, and a closing payoff. The useful difference is that the outline can cite the highlights it came from. You can ask it to separate what is proven, what is speculative, and what is just a good story. Then you rewrite with your voice. Highlyt is not replacing the creator. It is compressing the research retrieval step. Instead of asking, "Where did I read that?" you ask, "Which saved evidence supports this beat?" That is how a research graph becomes a draft you can actually edit. The workflow is simple. Capture everything worth using. Highlyt by script role. Link ideas into angles. Let connected AI pull the source-backed context. Then write the final script yourself. The creator advantage is not more notes. It is research that keeps its shape until the moment you turn it into a video. Highlyt gives your reading memory, structure, and AI access without making you copy-paste the same context every time. That is how creators turn research into scripts faster. Not by skipping thinking, but by preserving the thinking as they read.